Hello, everyone. Uh, Thank you for watching my speech. The purpose of this speech is to help you become more money conscious, and in return, that'll help you become out of debt. Because if you're in school right now, more likely you took out some loans and now you are in debt to somebody and you have to pay that money back. The same goes with if you have credit cards. I mean, most of us do have credit cards, and that's even more debt. So, the purpose of this speech is to help you become more aware of your spending habits and to help you get out of debt eventually. So, I want to talk about that and how you can go about getting out of debt so you have more money in the future. The main idea of the speech is basically to come to the realization of that you do have debt and that it's there and it's real and you have to pay it off. And you're in school now and you don't have to pay for it, but once you're out of school 6 months later, you're gonna have to start paying an additional $300 a month just on loans, depending on how long you are in school for. So I want you to focus on your money, on your spending, and become more conscious of what you're spending your money on. So let's go through the process. Here's the problem, is that you have debt. We established that already. And the thing that you have to realize is that if you are in a 2-year program or a 4-year program in school, you're more than likely spending at least $10,000 a year in loans. So after a 2-year program, you might have $20,000 in debt. After 4 years of school, you might have $40,000 in debt, if you're lucky. Not to mention, you also have credit card payments, which, you might be another 10 grand in debt there too. Whether it's 3, 5, 10, 20, that's just more debt you have to look at. But here's another thing you have to realize is that whatever the statement says that you owe, whether it's $1,000 or $10,000, if you're making just a minimum payment over a course of time, that $10,000 is not $10,000. You're going to end up paying $20,000. Or, if you have a $40,000 debt from school, like in school loans, if you pay just the minimum, it might take 20 years to pay that off. But instead of paying $40,000, you might end up paying $60,000 or $70,000 for your school loan. So what it says that you actually owe is not the truth. You're actually going to be spending more than that. So as time goes on, that interest increases more and more. So if you're just making minimum payments, you're never going to pay that off. Well, by never, I mean 30 years, which seems like forever. And so what's the solution? How do you get out of debt? Well, this is what I did, and I encourage you to do the same. Well, I'm taking this from a book I just read. If you ever watched the show Shark Tank, which is a very popular show about business and investors and entrepreneurs wanting, an investment for their business, you would know a guy named Kevin O'Leary, who is Mr. Wonderful. He's the guy with the bald head, and he's I guess you can call him the shrewd one on the show. He has a book called The Cold Hard Truth, which is basically, Kevin O'Leary in a nutshell. He tells everything as it is, and he doesn't sugarcoat anything. Anyways, so his book, The Cold Hard Truth, he has a little exercise in chapter 1, which I almost did not do because I thought it was stupid. Not stupid, but I was like, whatever, I'll just keep reading. But I did it anyways. It took me 4 hours to do this. But here's the exercise. You look at your bank statements for the past 90 days, and you evaluate what you've been spending your money on. And you actually get a notebook, a piece of paper, and write categories such as groceries, rent, gas, fun, going out. Anything that you spend money on, there's a category for. Go through the whole entire 90 days, and every time there's a spending of some kind, you write that amount of money underneath that category. You bought a Snickers bar and a bag of chips. Put that under going out, whatever. And then if you go to a restaurant or whatever, you spend $30. Put that under going out too, because you're eating out, whatever. If you spend $50, $100 in groceries, put that in the groceries. So at the end, you have a whole category of all your grocery spending, all of your spending on gas money, your dining out, every bill that you have. And then you just add it up and see where you're spending your money. And after I did this, I was shocked, because after a whole 90 days, looking at the groceries, the, whatever, the payments that I'm already doing on, say, like rent, going out to dinner, fun stuff like concerts, it was just unbelievable where my money was going. And it was just like, between my girlfriend and I, we spent $1,000 just on doing fun stuff. That's not even including going out to dinner. This is like going to concerts. Each concert was like $100 each, or more. My girlfriend got her hair styled, colored, and everything. It was $300, and after 90 days, we spent $1,000 just on fun. Not to mention like another, $300 or $400 on going out to eat, and then like looking at the grocery bills and everything else. So, and we really looked at it, and I was like, wow, we don't need to be spending this much money. And so I cut back on, groceries, going out, and whatever bills that were not necessary. Obviously, you can't cut back on rent because that's a set bill. But anything that's not set, are you driving too far, or are you driving to go do other things? I live in the country, so it takes about an hour to get into the cities. So we cut back on going to the cities and start focusing on doing things around our neighborhood. But anyways, so you should do the same thing. Look at your past 90 days. Where have you spending your money? Are you spending your money on coffee every day? $3 a day in coffee over 30 days, a whole month, that's $90. So after 3 months, that's $270. So if you're a coffee drinker, ask yourself, would you rather have an extra $270 in your hand right now, or would you have rather had coffee every day for 90 days? So it's like, I would choose money. That's just the way it is. Like I can, spending $3 on coffee is a little ridiculous. It costs 15 cents to make it at your house, but you're spending $3 spending it at Starbucks or Caribou or whatever coffee shop you go to. So, that's where you can cut back on your spending. Like, make your coffee at home. You could probably buy a better coffee at your house than you can make at the grocery store, or at Starbucks or whatever. So, the other thing, magazines. Spend $6 on that weekly magazine. That's $24 a month, but after 90 days, that's $75. You pay $75 for this little stack of magazines. So would you rather have those magazines, or would you rather have $75? So the point is to cut back on this unnecessary spending, whatever it might be, whether it's concerts, magazines, coffee, cigarettes, and cut back and stop doing it. Stop doing it altogether. Stop smoking altogether. Start making your coffee at home. And all the extra money, the extra $200 a month that you're saving, can go to your debt payments. So that way you're not making the minimum payments on your bills. So I want you to visualize this. Visualize a future of you being this person with a nice paying job, a nice car, a nice house, but you're also stressed because you have loan payments, you have credit card payments, and you're having trouble making ends meet, and you're hoping your bank doesn't take away your house. Or visualize the other you who has a nice house, a nice car, who has a nice job, but has no debt and is able to spend their money kind of freely and have a nice life. So, in conclusion, I would like to help you reevaluate your spending, and I want to encourage you to get out of debt now and work hard while you can, while you're still young, because you don't want to be old and have no money. Work hard when you're young, so that way you can enjoy the rest of your life. And if you're smart, you can probably have it all together not too far away from now. So consider this, and have a great financial future. Thank you, class. Talk to you soon.